Hey guys, Zach here. I know it's called football. Well, Arsenal 3, Southampton nil. Pretty comfortable win yesterday at the Emirates. Overall, with the exception of the first 20 minutes, I think Arsenal played some of their best football. Really reminiscent of the Tottenham game, those sort of bursts of energy, the counterattacks, just the way we were flowing with the ball and in possession defensively, pretty sound. Obviously, not coming up against the most dangerous of forwards. Even Adam Armstrong coming off injured in the first half, who I think is probably their most dangerous. At least one of their most dangerous attackers was dealt with pretty well during the game, but obviously come off injured. And after that first goal went in, really Arsenal were in control. Now a lot to talk about. Of course, the news doing the rounds about Pierre-Emerick Aubameyang missing training, missing the game, being left out due to disciplinary reasons. That's of course what that's right from the mouth of Mikel Arteta. When asked about Aubameyang, and I'm sure he's going to be asked about him at the press conference on Tuesday, I think. So we'll be looking forward to that and see what this is going to develop into. Of course, not the first time that Aubameyang has been disciplined by this manager. I think this is maybe the third time I can remember the last season against, before the Tottenham game. There's something he breached COVID protocols, and I can't quite remember the second time it happened, but I think Charles Watts said it pretty well. The manager is left with no choice. I mean, doesn't matter who the captain is, and this isn't a movie where you need to play your best player, and this isn't some high school football team. This is this is Arsenal Football Club, and that shows you all that I'm American if you haven't figured that out already. Look, he made the right decision, and again, if this was the first time, maybe you would let it slide, especially for a game like this after losing the last 3 and 4. Obviously needed a victory yesterday, needed those 3 points, need to get things back on track. And on that subject, I have to say I wasn't really impressed with the win. I have to say, overall, beating Southampton 3-0, beating Southampton in general is something you'd expect this football club to do, to go and get 3 points, especially at home. We've, I think, picked up the most points at home, either this season or I think maybe 2021. Overall, I think, in fact, tied with Manchester City. I'm not quite sure. Something's not right there, but we are tied with City, I think, when it comes to home points gained. Whether that's the whole year or the season, I'm not entirely sure. So it is impressive. Home form obviously is quite good. The away form is what is really killing Arsenal this season when it comes to picking up points. If you just think back against the Old Trafford game, which I'm sure none of you have forgotten about. Now, I did mention winning against Southampton. It should be expected at this point in time. You have the manager who's been here 2 years, quite a lot of money invested in players that he wants, and you can see why. Again, I've touched on this in other videos. Players like Tomiyasu, Benjamin White, Odegaard had a very, very good game yesterday. Scored again. Really impressed with Gabriel Martinelli, the way he was pressing, the way he was attacking. Hit the post, really unlucky. Bukayo Saka hit the post, really unlucky. He had a very, very tight angle, and he got the shot away. The goalkeeper, Willie Caballero, just rooted to the spot. Could have been more, but 3-0 comfortable. And I have to say, beating mid-table, low table teams, it's not going to turn anyone around. There's a lot of Arsenal fans upset about the way things are going under Mikel Arteta, and I have to say I am very much one of them. Pretty much always have been, despite my optimism, and Twitter tends to be very one-dimensional when it comes to sharing your opinions, and you're either Group A or Group B, when most of the time that's not the case for a lot of fans. Regardless, me personally, I support the football club. I want to see them do well. Is this the manager to take us forward? The fact that we're still asking the question, I think, probably tells you, enough. But here we are. And anyway, so yeah, it's all about getting results against the big teams. And speaking of big teams, maybe not the the first name on the tongue when it comes to big teams, but West Ham United obviously doing very, very well this season, still in fourth place. They did draw today, so I'm just looking at the table here. Sixth place, Arsenal, fifth place, Manchester United, of course, with 27 points, and West Ham in 28. So Spurs in seventh place at the moment, but they have 2 games to play. Every team above them has already played 16. So realistically, you're looking at 31 points if Tottenham win both of their next games. It's that top 4 spot is looking very, very competitive this season, but I think anything less than a European spot, and for Arsenal fans, you cannot expect anything less than that. Champions League is certainly up for grabs. I think when you look at how tight it is at the moment, just 2 points off that position that West Ham hold. We're playing West Ham next. Very, very good West Ham side. I think they've only last 2 draws and a win. They lost 2 out of those 5, so a little rocky. But you look at Arsenal, 3 losses out of 5, 2 wins out of those 5. So it's going to be very, very important to get 3 points against West Ham and try to put themselves in contention for that top 4 spot. And it's much better to be ahead now than to have to chase and depend on other fixtures, other teams, other results to go your way. Because let's face it, a team like, a football club like Arsenal, really should be in the Champions League. And Jesus Christ, it has been, I think, 6 years since we've heard that Champions League anthem at the Emirates. So, big game on Wednesday against West Ham. Now, I just want to finish the video up here. It's not going to be too long now. I want to talk about the Aubameyang news. The club captain, Pierre-Emerick Aubameyang, as I touched on in the start of the video, missed a game, missed practice, got permission from Arsenal to go overseas, I believe, for some personal reasons. I'm getting this information from Charles Watts, the one and only Charles Watts. Really, really reliable guy when it comes to Arsenal news, of course. And he came back, missed the practice, and he basically, whether he broke his promise or who knows what goes on with traveling during COVID these days, there could have been something going on, or he was held up. But I would probably put my money on the fact that he just turned up late. Again, I don't know what the reasoning is. Nobody really knows at this point. So I should refrain from speculating. So let's not do that. But look, it's not the first time that it's happened. As I mentioned before, of course, you think back to the Tottenham game last season when Aubameyang was disciplined and just wasn't playing in that game. So, look, when it comes to the captain of the club, I tend to agree with Charles Watts, who said in his video, along with Martin Keown, actually, that he shouldn't be the captain anymore, and I really tend to agree with that. But the issue is now that Lacazette seems to be the vice captain when Aubameyang's not playing or he gets substituted. Lacazette does carry the armband. And in fact, when he went off yesterday, I was thinking, I wonder who it's going to go to. In the back of my head, I'm thinking, I would like to see it go to Kieran Tierney, but I think Rob Holding had already been substituted on. Rob Holding, quite a veteran at this Arsenal team now, so he's captained this side before a couple times in the FA Cup, I think last season, EFL Cup, things like that. So, but I mean, if Lacazette is the vice captain, this is another player. 6 months, 7 months now left on the contract. No sign really that he's going to be extending it. I'm not sure a lot of people would like that. I personally, I don't think it's really the time to extend the contract, even if it was 1 year. With that said, he did have a really good game yesterday. I thought he played really well. The link up that he has, like I said, is always crisp. The way he can hold the ball up and maneuver the ball, I thought he did really well inside those tight areas, linking up with Saka and Odegaard and Gabriel Martinelli, who was also very impressive. So yeah, it's tricky now when you think about what we're going to do, especially in the summer. Buying a new striker. Are we going to need 2 strikers? Do we need another midfielder? So yeah, it is tricky when it comes to this whole situation and Aubameyang especially. But like I said, if you ask me, I don't think he should be the captain of the football club anymore. I never really saw him as a leader. He's our best player and scoring the goals, really, really important, winning that FA Cup 2 years ago under Mikel Arteta's first season. And Look, I just don't really see him as a leader. I think he's he's friends with everybody as you would expect. Not been in the hottest form as of late. Still, still 7 goals this season, which is more than any other Arsenal player. But 7 goals, captain, the wage that he's on should be doing more, I think. And the sitters that he's missed this season, something just doesn't seem right. So again, I'm not too sure what the situation there will be. But again, stripping a player of the captaincy sort of midway through the season, and it's already public that he's been disciplined and he's in a bad run of form, and you just think, is that just going to make things worse, or do you really just want to make a statement if you're Mikel Arteta and come out here and continue to be strong and continue to make statements like that? Because let's face it was going to come out eventually. Making it public. You might as well do it as soon as Aubameyang's not in the side, or the rumors are going around that he wasn't in the side, that he was missing training, in fact, the day before. These things are going to get out in this day and age, so better that Arteta did what he did, in my opinion. At least you can let me know, of course, what you think. Look, it's a pretty short one from me today, so that's going to be it, guys. If you agree, disagree with anything, give me your thoughts below, or you can always hit me up on Twitter. It'll be down there in the description, as always. Let me know your opinion on Aubameyang, the captaincy, the West Ham game, how we played against Southampton, and your opinion overall on the manager, where we are this season. Can we make top 4? Let me know what you think, guys. Thanks very much for watching. I really appreciate it, and I'll see you when I see you.